Welcome to episode 6 of the 0 Hour Podcast, brought to you by Ground Zero. As you can see, we are here in person live at KnowledgeFest Las Vegas 2026. And we are here to talk about nothing but builds. What's the difference in styles? What's the difference in thought process? And how is it that we have 2 cars and a motorcycle in the same booth? This is what Ground Zero is about. Stay tuned to figure out what we did. Welcome back, guys. I'm sitting here in a car with Andy, and this is one of those weird things because I've got to ask a legitimate question. What are we sitting in, Andy? What is this?
You know, it's definitely not a motorcycle.
Right.
I can tell you that. I mean, I've got a motorcycle that's about this size, but it's actually a 2017 Kia Soul.
So here's my question. Why am I sitting in it with you?
Because the stupid motorcycle guy had this bright idea to build a car.
Yeah. I remember that conversation. I was scared. Really scared.
Yeah.
All right. So I know whose car this is. This is Brandon's. The dude, I mean, he's a wonderful kid, works with you.
Oh, he's amazing. He's been around with helping me out and doing stuff in the shop forever.
And he's been your gopher for a long time.
Oh, he does anything and everything. Yeah. So that was the whole point. I told him, hey, I want to do something stupid for these guys. I want to build your car. And he's like, why mine?
Because everybody loves hamsters.
Because nobody does it. I never see them when we go to trade shows or nobody shows them off. And you have one, so can I?
Yeah, absolutely. What was the thought process behind this? Obviously, you're the did you default to that concept of Pro SQ like we always do, or what? Because this is not gear that we normally show at a show.
No, this was the thought process of, I don't want to blow this car apart, so let's use something that we don't show because I want to show it. We want to take it places, and let's use some gear that people seem to forget about it. Yeah. So let's start there and see what we can make happen. I kind of had a price point in mind, and we destroyed that price point. I mean, the responses we've had out of this thing, you can't get this kind of sound for the price point we're at. It's crazy.
So what's in this?
So in this one, we're running titanium 3-ways. Did go ahead and build pillars, stock location in the doors. The front stage is running on iridium amplifiers. We got the new 4 channels. So I've got a 135.4 running the 3s and tweets, another 135.4. We're only using 2 channels of it right now on the 6s. I've had amazing luck with these so far. They're big power, they sound clean. It's amazing.
Right, exactly. And like you said, this is not something that we would normally see at a show. I can't tell you the last time I saw an iridium amp on display. So
that was the other point.
Yeah, exactly. And we know that titaniums are fun. Like, the whole concept of this is street. It's daily. It's fun. It's exciting. But like you said, it's not breaking the bank. So,
no. But then, of course, Brandon likes bass. So we had to throw something in that way, obviously. Still using iridium amplifiers, but I went a little overkill. I did bring in a little bit of my motorcycle sense, I guess.
Right.
We've got 2 radioactive 10X SPLs, each of them on their own 1500.1.
Okay, so a little headroom.
It'll still get after. Oh, it's got headroom for days.
Headroom for days. And then I'm seeing a Sony, so
yeah, my buddies at Sony got me a head unit to put in a vehicle, and I hadn't used it, so
no,
let's use it.
Active, obviously, so
yeah, running full active. I did go a little bit up on that. I went ahead and used our 6-10 SQ.
Okay.
I love the processor, and I did throw the controller in so that we use that for the bass knob. Since I'm running 2 amps on the subs, I wanted to control it.
Gotcha. So, I mean, this is the thing. Like, we were talking last week, Nick and I were talking last month about the concept of build quality, right? Like, what was Brandon expecting?
Brandon expected me to throw some speakers in the doors and in the dash with the factory locations and build him a small enclosure. He had no clue what I was doing with this.
So, under promise and over deliver to the
weird
nth degree, right?
I just want to make it so that he's going to enjoy it, and we killed that.
Gotcha.
But so far, I think everybody's enjoying it. which blew me away. What we're getting.
That's and that's the fun thing. This is an affordable, high-end build phenomenal fabrication, high-end fabrication. You, if I remember correctly, you used another one of our dealers to do...
Yeah, Aaron down at Solar Pro in Warrensburg, Missouri, helped out with a ton of the fab work on this. He 3D printed me a bunch of stuff. He helped do trim panels and everything on the enclosure. We actually custom printed my port. Helped me out with the amp rack. He lasered in on the acrylic. Lot of input from Aaron because he is definitely a fabricator on the car side, and I'm definitely not.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, you just rattled off all of the keywords of a fabricator's dream build, right? We're talking lasers, we're talking 3D printers, and this is not a bank-breaking build. So it's crazy to think that some of these elite high-end fabrication processes you guys implemented into a budget build.
My favorite part out of all of it is that I get to go, hey, the stupid motorcycle guy built you a car.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is, and that's the fun part of it. So, hey, dude, thanks for taking the time to run through this one.
Oh, yeah.
Hang around for a minute because I am going to bring you back to talk about the other monstrosity that you brought.
The other one that's about this size?
I almost feel like it's bigger, but
It's close.
takes up
It's
about
real
it's
close.
the same amount of room in the trailer.
Yes, it was a tight squeeze.
But you know what? Hang on, guys. We'll be right back. All right, so I just got out of a Kia. Right, I said it out loud, right? A Kia. With Andy, who built a Kia.
Yep.
But now here I am with Nick, Mr. Nick Wingate, talking about an Acura. First off, one of the most beautiful Hondas ever to come out of any factory ever.
Oh, that's the truth.
And it just happened to come out of the NSX factory. So leave it to Meredith to buy one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen and then make it even better.
Number 77 of 100 built. There's
In
a
this
little
color.
plaque in here that says that's what this is.
In this color, in this year, from this factory. It's phenomenal.
It's amazing.
And I expected nothing less from her, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's just the way she rolls.
100%.
Yeah.
But
You have to know Meredith.
But let's talk about the audio system in this because it's surprisingly good. And I'm not talking about the quality of the product. It's the install, and it throws me for a loop, right? Because when we talk, let's again think back to last month.
Yeah.
High end. What do we all
Absolutely.
equate it to? Oh, custom this and custom that, and the most expensive gear that you can possibly have.
Yep.
But what's different about this one?
It's all factory locations in this car. Every speaker in the car is factory locations.
Right, and that to me is weird, right? Because we don't equate these things together.
No.
And on top of it, it's a set of nuclears. So
Yeah.
it's not even an inherently SQ type of speaker. It's more of what, we've talked about with that daily listener concept,
Yeah,
right?
SQ loud.
It's super versatile.
Yeah,
This car
absolutely.
is absolutely phenomenal. So we've got a nuclear front three-way in stock locations, full active, 2 ground zero subs.
Yeah.
I was demoing it, and I think a lot of this has to do with the way that you tuned it when you tuned it. Was I had somebody listening to it going, where are the subs?
Yeah.
In the trunk,
They're in
as
the
you would
trunk.
expect. They don't come from behind you.
No, they don't.
Why is it that stock locations work in this car for a gear type like this?
Well, first of all, you have to remember that there's an awful lot of people, and I think this was a Bose system, if I remember correctly.
Whatever, I forget what they call it, but it's like something 360.
Yeah,
It's the highest end audio package you could get from Acura.
And so, you got to remember these people that engineer the audio system, they have PhDs at the end of their name.
Right.
They are not inexperienced in understanding how acoustically things work in a car.
Okay.
And they're going to, yes, they have to work within the limitations of the vehicle, but still driver placement is important, and they know that. And so this is one of the reasons why the speakers work, because those guys, they kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So use what the engineers gave us.
Yeah.
So when you have the ability to have drivers like this, that have this particular dispersion patterns, which we know is very unique in car audio, they work because the engineering of the design of the car already works. We're putting a superior product as far as the speakers are concerned to what was in there. And then all we're doing now is with the install is giving it the ability to perform at its absolute best level.
Yeah.
And I think this is a surprisingly amazing example of what happens when you give really good gear with a really good install and you've got an amazing car to work with. Let's just face it, it is.
Absolutely.
And you end up with a superior sound to go along with the superior performance of the car. And isn't that the goal of what we're after?
Absolutely.
You know, is to have something that when you have a vehicle like this and you drive the way we know she drives, you have to have a system that is at that level.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a $25,000 or $30,000 worth of gear. It's what, $7,500 worth of gear?
Something like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. The level of performance at this, that this car has, you would expect it to be 3 or 4 times more expensive. And it's not.
You've demoed it. Jim's demoed it, and people get out of this car going, it's only how much?
Yeah.
It should be way more.
It
I
should
expect it to be way more than what you're telling me that it is. And one of the cool things that I dig about it is, again, we're talking about a theoretical high-end build.
Yeah.
A by definition, high-end build.
Yeah.
But it's not custom crazy pillars.
No.
It's not off. Yes, I mean, there is some things in this car that counter what we talk about and what we teach with driver placement and angles and things like that. But we're also talking about that goal is for a car that doesn't have a stock location that works.
Yeah.
So when we have to fab, we might as well fab, and we might as well fab correctly.
Sure.
But in a case like this, where I've got a factory three-way in the front, I can do it active because
It's already there.
It is, and I still want to maintain the aesthetics of the car.
Absolutely. You're not going to change this car.
It's crazy how amazing this sounds, considering they didn't change anything internal except
there's a slight modification
except
in
where
the
the tweeter is mounted.
Yeah.
But it's it's a bracket for the mid-range. It's a bracket for the mid-bass. It's really cool to sit in this car and go, wait, where's the mid-range? Oh, it's in the door, in front of the handle, in what some would equate to one of the worst possible locations.
You would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yet, like we were discussing the last time about high-end builds, you know, the imaging, the staging, the depth of stage, the three-dimensionality, all of these things that you have to have proper speaker placement to achieve that goal. Well, guess what? We pulled it off in this car in factory locations.
Now,
wow.
You tuned it at SEMA.
Yes.
It sounded good when it showed up.
Yes, it did.
Jesse and Meredith did a phenomenal job on initial tune, and you went in and kind of preset 2. You know, I want to play with preset 2. How long do you have in tuning this car?
35 minutes.
And one of the things that I love telling people when I'm demoing this car is to keep in mind one key aspect of the tune on this car. And what is that, Nick?
There's very little EQ in this car.
What is it, like maybe 1 or 2 combined dB total across the entire thing?
Yeah, it's like 2 bands in the left mid-range, 1 band in the right mid-range. There's 1 band in the left mid-bass, if I remember correctly. There is no EQ in the tweeters.
Yeah.
The tweeters, when I fired the system up and I was listening to it, I was like, this is ridiculous. These tweeters, they're linear. They sound great. You know, nothing stood out at me. And finally I said, you know what, let's get the microphone, put the RTA here and take a look at it. And the left tweeter and the right tweeter, they are identical.
Which
in
is
the response,
ridiculous.
which is stupid because this car should not do this, but it does. And when you combine the system together, and I brought it all together, I took a look at it, I'm listening to the music, and I'm like, I don't need to touch this. We're going to let it roll the way it sits, because when it comes to EQing, less is more.
Yeah.
You know, the less EQing you have to do, the more natural sounding the system is going to be. That's the beauty of this car, and I think it's indicative of what we need to try and achieve.
Right.
Is not to use the damn equalizers.
Install first.
Yes.
Product first.
Yes. And
EQ
then,
at the end for the salt and pepper.
and yeah, and that's where we need to be.
And I remember hearing this thing. So if I remember correctly, and I might seem as a blur, right? Day 1, no EQ.
No, there was
Day
not.
2, EQ.
Yeah.
I'm not critical enough to have heard the difference. So in a car like this, where I want to be able to get in, plug in my phone, hit play, I don't care what comes on. It was phenomenal day 1.
Yes, it was.
For me, And I know that the EQ tweaks were just things that you had noticed over that 8-hour day.
Yep.
So even then, we're not talking about night and day differences.
No.
We're talking about, you know, the 0.1% of a difference.
There were very small cues that I was listening for, because that's just the way I roll.
Right.
I'm that way, and especially when we have a product in a vehicle like this, and we're going to put our best foot forward. I wanted to correct what I heard,
Yep.
and it wasn't that big of a deal, quote unquote. But it got the imaging to firm up. It got the timbre and the lower mid range to be better, and I firmed the sub bass to come up front a little bit better.
Yep.
Now those are the changes that we made, and that was it. You know, because what amazes me more about this car than anything about it, and as good as this thing is, it's the sense of space and three-dimensionality of instruments and how black things are. And by black, if you don't know what that means, it's if when you have a lower passage, like if you're listening to, let's say, a classical piece, and the stringed instruments, the strings are being played and the woodwinds go away, you can hear the decay of the woodwinds, but the strings still stay at the same level. But you notice that it just doesn't cut off. You hear the decay.
Right.
You don't hear that in car audio, folks. That's high-end home audio.
Right.
This thing does that. This is one of the things. I had a gentleman get in this car yesterday, and he wanted to listen to a classical piece, and I put it in here for him. We fired it up, and within 30 seconds, he looks at me and goes, "Explain to me why I hear the hall, and I don't hear the hall in anybody else's car here." He said, "I've asked this to be played in 6 different cars here, and I hear the hall." And I was like, "Well, it's the sum of the parts. You know, it's the car, the acoustics of the car. It's also, you know, the equipment." I said, "It's the sum of all of it." And he could not get over, first of all, that was taking place in the car. 2, he kept looking at, I would notice his head would turn to this door. He was sitting in the driver's seat, and he turned to this door, and he looked at the tweeters, and then he would look over on the other side of the car, and I finally realized what he was doing. I said, "Yeah, it's all factory locations." And he goes, "This is insane."
Yeah.
He goes, "I would drive this every day, all day." And I went, "Well, isn't that the goal?
Yeah. That's why we're here.
This is what this is all
That's
about."
why I got into car audio.
Yeah.
I wanted my stuff to sound good, not critical, not over-analyzed, not beat into submission
No.
to, oh, make it do this. You know, I remember my time playing live music. You don't have that EQing. It's,
No.
hey, I need a little bit more from the low end. I need a little bit more from this. And we're doing it with levels, right? We're doing
Yeah,
it
sure.
with...
Your band conductor would listen and say, "Hey, I need this."
Yep.
You know, and he's not going to a mixing board and doing something. No, he's just saying, "Hey, y'all, tuba section, I need some more."
Yep, absolutely.
That's kind of what music should be.
Right. Weird, right?
Gee, what a novel concept.
Music. Music.
You mean we said it with levels and delay? Wow.
Now, Nat, let's be honest, whole different conversation, whole different pot stir. We'll probably get to it at some point. But stay tuned, guys. Nick's going to be back with Andy, and they're going to have a conversation about something that is the most ridiculously over-the-top, jaw-dropping experience that this man, this one right here, has experienced. And it's a conversation with Andy, as you recently heard, our stupid bike guy. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be. Nick Wingate here, and I remember a few weeks back, we were at SEMA, and I had talked about this experience I had listening to this bike that's behind me, and this guy right here is who's responsible for building this incredible sounding machine, and it actually is. You guys know I am the audiophile. I'm the pain in the ass about the music. This has never been my cup of tea. Well, I'm going to tell you something. This bike is my cup of tea. I have now understood what this is all about and why Andy built this thing the way he did. Yes, it is incredibly loud. It is unbelievably loud. But, you know, That was the purpose behind this, right?
Absolutely. So we like loud, so we made it loud.
We get it.
But the fun part for me was getting to see your face when I started playing SQ music, and you're going, that doesn't suck.
No. No, I mean this, that we were, long story short, I asked him to play something that a lot of you are going to recognize. It's Jennifer Warren's famous Blue Raincoat. Yes, this is obnoxious and I know it, but it's the reference. And he's playing it on this and this thing, and I'm sitting here, I'm actually standing back here letting this thing image and stage for me. And I could not believe how good this thing sounds. It's amazing. Yeah, there's how many drivers on the car?
Oh, there is. So we've got 12 drivers and 16 tweeters on this. So a little overkill on tweeters for most people, especially on you in the SQ side.
Yeah.
But what we did target was not making them extremely bright and rip your face off.
No, they don't. They absolutely don't in any respect. It's amazing because I would not expect that. But it's very well balanced. It's tonally accurate. It has more impact it's amazing. You can stand by this thing, and the bass to sub-bass transition on this is perfect. And I don't say that very often, especially when you're standing out here and you're standing beside this thing.
Open air.
Yeah, my pant legs are moving from the bass impact. That's ridiculous on a motorcycle. What the hell, really?
But it's fun.
It is fun. It's amazingly fun. And I get it. You know, this is what this is all about, is having fun, listening to the music. And this is what the clientele wants. We certainly have, this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Ground Zero has the product that is available for those of you who want something like this. Yeah, call Andy and talk to him because he's got more experience with anybody using this product.
We'll figure it all out. I mean,
yeah.
You know, for me on this one, we did some crazy stuff. My buddy Cody at Voodoo actually built the trike, and I saw pictures of it, and I'm like, that thing's obnoxious. We got to do something with it.
Yeah.
So here we are. I mean, I've got 6.5s in the gas tank. Because why not?
Yeah, well, I agree.
Right?
Why not? What the hell? You know?
Yeah, we've got GZCM 6.5 Neo DCs in the gas tank with the 25 SQL. One of my favorite sounding tweeters for SQL.
Absolutely.
We threw GZCM 8.0 Pro X's in the back, 4 of them. And I have never used those GZCM 10 SPLs.
There are 410s up front.
Yeah.
Right here, hitting you square in the face, and you can feel it, and it hurts. And if you're into that,
good way.
Boy, no, I'm not saying it's a bad way. I'm not. But you can sit there like, you know, this afternoon when we get right before we close this thing, I'm going to get him to play. For those of you who know what this is, a Sheffield drum track, which is one of the most dynamic recordings ever made. I want to feel the toms hit me in the chest. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to find out exactly what this thing can do. And I'm pretty sure it'll do it.
We're going to show it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to hurt, and that's okay. It's been a long time since I've heard live music when it's not live music, and that's what this sounds like. It sounds like live music. It sounds like we're outdoors. Like last night, we were talking about me being
at a concert.
At a concert in 1979 at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. It was known as Texas Jam.
And I told him I knew nothing about it because I wasn't even born then.
I'm an old fart, and I know it. But that's okay. I remember those days. I was 30 yards away from the stage, and there's 500,000 watts, and yeah, Sammy Hagar's on stage, and he's ripping the guitar, a brand new one, and that's an emotional response, and that's a vivid memory of mine, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just see if this thing can bring that memory back. And that's what this is all about. You know, it's bringing the emotion that the music can give us.
Absolutely.
You know, and whether it's a car, whether it's a bike, a boat, you know, I don't care. If we can bring that emotional response because of the music out of you, that's what this is all about. And I can tell you right now, Andy's done it.
It's just more fun if I can make you feel it way over there.
Yeah, 20 feet that way, and which this can't. I mean, it literally.
You'll feel it across the hall in here, but
Oh, easy. It's not even funny. But anyway, this suffices to say, this is one of the most fun things I've been around in a long, long time. Thank you so much.
We can do outdoor SQ.
Oh yeah, absolutely, no question about it. And especially with all of this product that we have access to. If that's what you need, if that's your cup of tea, folks,
We got you.
we got you, not a problem. Just give Andy a call. You know, give us a call at Ground Zero.
We'll help you out.
We'll help you out, not a problem.
All right, there you have it. A rundown of 3 absolutely phenomenal vehicles, live and in person on a show floor. And, you know, it was kind of fun. I mean, honestly, getting to see everybody interact, to come to you guys to talk about cool and fun things, hopefully, you know, make a jab, have some fun. I think we're going to do it again. Next month, you're going to come join us on another journey similar to this with a different collection, live from Mesa at the Master Tech Expo. So we will see you next month. Don't forget, Ground Zero USA on all of the social medias. Do the thing on the YouTube that I hate. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week.